السلام عليكم يعطيكم العافية شباب. Today is Thursday. أنا عبد الله بدر, Oxford Schools International Section, and this is the video for grade 11 SAT, the third video to review acids and bases. And today inshallah شباب, we will do the same as we did in the last video. We would have more questions about acids and bases, to solve them together inshallah, to review the topics, to cover the topics of acids and bases. Inshallah يكون إنه the questions I chose, they will be helpful for you guys. Question 4, because we ended in the last video, we stopped at question 3. What volume of 2 molarity HCl aqueous solution, 2 molarity concentration HCl strong acid, is needed to neutralize 50 milliliters of 3 molarity potassium hydroxide KOH aqueous solution? Straightforward, direct question about neutralization reactions or titration reactions or acid-base reactions. So directly شباب, you could use the equation or the formula: molarity of acid, volume of acid equals molarity of base times volume of base. So the molarity of acid given in the question, and the question asks about the volume of acid. So we have molarity, or MA, it is 2, volume of acid we don't have. Molarity of base given in the question, 3 molarity times volume of base, 50 milliliters. Says, do we need to change milliliters into liters? لا, you don't need to. Keep the volumes the same. You are not using the molarity equation, so you just keep the volumes the same. So 3 times 50. So the equation is 2 volume of acid equals 3 times 50. بتطلع 150. Divide by 2 to have volume of acid 75 milliliters. So you find the volume of acid 75 milliliters. Most of the cases, most of times شباب, the volumes do not change, they stay milliliters. But if the question asks about what's the volume and the answers were in liters, so you can change this one into liters by dividing by 1000 to have 0.075 liters. If the question, or if the answers were in liters, you just do the same. MAVA equals MBVB. Do not change the volumes. And the final volume you got is 75 milliliters. Simply you can change it into liters by dividing by 1000. كويس شباب؟ إن شاء الله إنه كويس. Now we have 3 salts given the following salt solutions. I have 3 salts, and I will review with you guys. I'll teach you again, guys, how to differentiate between salts and how to know which salt is acidic, which salt is basic, which salt is neutral. Let's say we have this first salt, sodium fluoride, NaF. To decide the type of the salt, shabab, you have to break it down into its ions. First of all, you have Na plus here and F minus. حلوين. The positive ion, make it base, bring back the hydroxide ion. So you have 1 positive charge, so it needs 1 hydroxide ion, so it's an NaOH. The negative ion رجع له hydrogen ions to have hydrofluoric acid. هلا, you should memorize the list of strong acid and strong bases to know that this one is a strong base and this one is a weak acid. So the salt that came from strong base, خليك شوي بس, okay, and weak acid, so the salt is basic salt. أو the pH of this solution is above 7. طيب, شوفت واحد تاني. Calcium bromide, CaBr2. Again, break it down into its ions. You have Ca2 plus and Br minus. خلينا نظبط بس اوكي لا لسه اوكي Ca2 plus اعطيها hydroxide ions to have CaOH by 2. Br minus اعطيها hydrogen ions to have HBr. So as you should know that HBr is a strong acid and calcium hydroxide is also a strong base. So the salt that came from strong acid and strong base, this is a neutral salt. Or the pH of the solution equals to 7. And the last one we have here, NH4 by 2SO4 ammonium sulfate solution, أو salt, ammonium sulfate, break it into ions. You have sulfate ion SO4 2 minus, and you have ammonium ion NH4 plus. Be careful شباب, if you have the ammonium ion NH4 plus, so you should know that the base of this ion is ammonia, which is a weak base, and sulfate ion bring back the acid or give it hydrogen ions to have H2SO4 sulfuric acid, which is the strong acid. So you have weak base and a strong acid. So the salt you have here is an acidic salt. Acidic salt. Or pH is less than 7. هيك بنكون إن شاء الله عملنا good review for salts and salt solution. The last question, calculate the pH of a solution prepared by dissolving 20 grams NaOH, sodium hydroxide, in enough water to make 500 milliliters solution. هون أنا حبيت أجيب هذا السؤال عشان to review أو to find out the concentration of base. Be careful شباب إنه هذا first of all يعني most important part إنه this one is a strong base. So we need to find out the concentration of a strong base. And we have mass 20 grams. So first of all, we need to change the mass into moles. So equation says mole equal mass over molar mass. الماس 20 grams والمولر mass of NaOH شباب بتروح على البريودك تيبل بتجيب المولر mass of NaOH Na23 O16 hydrogen 1, add them up to have 40. So 20 over 40 you have half mole of sodium hydroxide. كويس؟ لسه أستاذ ما خلصنا. We need to calculate the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution, the strong base we have here. بس molarity الإيكويشن mole over volume. بس be careful إنه الvolume should be in liters, and be careful here we have the volume in milliliters, so we need to divide by 1000 to have half liters. So the number of moles here is half, as we calculated here شباب, and the volume is also half. وهذا tricky question. If you have one molarity of a strong base, if you have one molarity of a strong base, روح مباشرة قول لي ال pH equals 14. كيف أستاذ؟ Since we have a strong base, so we need we have the concentration of hydroxide ion, which is 1 molarity. ثواني بس. Using the equation هي concentration of OH minus strong base will POH, because we are having a strong base, negative logarithm 1 صح؟ و negative logarithm 1 شباب equals to 0. So using the equation pH plus POH equals 14, وانت عندك ال POH equals 0, this makes the pH of this solution equals to 14. pH equals 14. تمام شباب? We did find number of moles, then I calculated the molarity. The molarity of strong base solution was 1 molarity, so the concentration of hydroxide ion is 1 molarity. concentration of hydroxide ion, you can find POH negative logarithm 1, logarithm 1 equals to 0. Use this equation, pH plus POH. If the POH is 0, then pH equals 14. That's all for this video. I hope that the videos will be inshallah إنهم helpful for you guys, and I tried to overcome or to go over the topics of acids and bases. Stay happy وstay safe inshallah, study well شباب for the final exam, ويعطيكم العافية. السلام عليكم.